Hello, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about high level data link control, that is HDLC. Before going to the topic, my name is Bankeshwar Panigrahi, faculty, BCA department, Chikati Mahavidyalaya. In our last session, we have discussed about OSI model so far. Today, we are going to discuss a new topic, that is HDLC. So the full form of HDLC is high level data link control. So whenever the two systems want to communicate with each other, they have many types of transfer modes are there, data transmission modes are there. By using different types of data transmission mode, the two systems can communicate with each other or exchange their information with each other. So to continue the conversation or communication, there needs some protocols to establishment the communication. There needs some protocols, those are called as rules and regulations for the communication. Among several protocols, HDLC is one which is used as a bit-oriented protocol for communication over point-to-point links as well as multi-point links. Generally, it implements the ARC mechanism, that is automatic repeat request. May go to the notes. This is the introduction of HDLC. We may go through the notes. Here are the notes. High level data link control is a group of communication protocols of the data link layer for transmitting data between network points or nodes. Since it is a data link protocol, data is organized into frames. A frame is transmitted via the network to the destination that verifies its successful arrival. As I have told you that it is a bit-oriented protocol that is applicable for both point-to-point as well as multi-point communications. So HDLC is a data link control protocol. Okay, but generally it works in data link layer of the OSI model. So next, HDLC provides two common transfer modes or data transfer modes. They are, one is normal response mode or NRM, and the second one is asynchronous balanced mode, or we can say that ABM. So how many types of transfer modes are there? Two types of transfer modes are there in HDLC, or it supports two types of transfer modes. One is normal response mode or NRM, and second one is asynchronous balanced mode or ABM. So first we have to discuss about what is normal response mode. What is normal response mode? In normal response mode, the station configuration is unbalanced. We have one primary station and multiple secondary stations. So here primary or host system is one, and the child or secondary systems are many. A primary station can send commands. A secondary station can only respond to that command. Okay. So what is the transfer mode here or communication process here? The primary can send the commands only, and the secondary stations can only respond to the primary system. The NRM is used for both point to point as well as multi-point communications. Okay. Whatever may be the link, either it may be point to point or multi-point, NRM works everywhere in point to point connection as well as multi-point connections. So here are the notes given that here two types of stations are there. A primary station that send commands and secondary station that can respond to received commands. It is used for both point to point and multi-point communications. Okay. So here is the diagrammatical representation of both normal response mode as well as here only it is given that normal response mode. So first one is point to point communication. That means two systems are present and the link created in between the two systems. One is called as primary station and second one is called as secondary station. So here the primary station can only send the commands and the secondary station only responds to that command. Same in case of multi-point communication. So why it is multi-point? Because here primary station is 1, but the secondary stations are 2. That means the link is established in 2 secondary stations and 1 primary station. So here primary station can only send the commands, and both the secondary stations only responds to that command. Okay, so that's why it is called as unbalanced configuration. Okay, what is that? Unbalanced configuration. So NRM is used for both point-to-point communication as well as multi-point communication. Okay. So what is about asynchronous balanced mode? So in asynchronous balanced mode, the configuration is balanced, but in case of NRM it is unbalanced. That is, the link is point to point and each station can function as a primary and secondary. Okay, that means both the stations or both the systems can send the commands as well as response to that command. That is, one station can works like primary or the source, and the secondary system also works as both the source and destination, or sender and receiver. Okay, so primary system works as a sender and receiver, as well as secondary system also works as a sender and receiver. That means the two systems have the capability to send the commands and response to that command whatever it comes from the other end. Okay, so here are the notes about the asynchronous balanced mode. That is, here the configuration is balanced, as I have told you. That is, each station can both send commands and respond to commands. It is used for only point-to-point communications, but in case of NRM it is used for point-to-point as well as multi-point connection, but ABM is generally applied or used for point-to-point communication only. So this is the diagrammatic representation for ABM. So here two systems are present and link is 1. That's why it is called as point-to-point connection. And both the two systems can work as sender and receiver. Okay, that means system 1 has the ability to send commands and also receive commands, and system 2 also have the capability to send the commands and also receive the commands. Okay, so these are the two types of transfer modes that is provided by the HDLC. So what are the two types of transfer modes are there? Two types. One is NRM and second one is ABM, means normal response mode and asynchronous balanced mode. Okay, so next is HDLC frames, because in data link layer, as we have discussed so far, in our previous sessions, the frames are transmitted from one layer to another layer. That's why HDLC is a data link control protocol. That's why it has some framing formats. So what are the framing formats and what is the structure of the frame? We have discussed one by one. So topic is HDLC frame. So as I have told you, HDLC is a bit oriented protocol where each frame contains up to 6 fields. Okay. So why we are using the frames? Why we are using the HDLC frame format? To provide the flexibility necessary to support all the options possible in the modes and configurations it is described. Okay. So why we are using the frames? To provide the flexibility necessary to support all the options possible in the modes and configurations it is invented or described. So according to the HDLC frame format, there are generally 3 types of frames are there. One is information frame, second one is supervisory frame, and third one is unnumbered frames. In shortcut format, we can have say it that I frame, S frame and U frame. So what are the 3 frame formats are there? Information frame or I frame, supervisory frame or S frame, unnumbered frame or U frame. So these all types of frames serves as an envelope, or it works as an envelope for the transmission of a different type of message. So what is the use of iframe or what it contains in iframe? These are used, iframes are used to transport user data. So it contains user data and control information relating to the user data. Okay, what the iframe contains? So iframe contains user data and control information relating to the user data. Okay. So what the S frame contains? S frames are used only to transport control information. That means it has the ability to transport the message from one location to another location and provides the controlling, okay, or flow control. So what is the use of U frame? U frames are reserved for system management. Okay, what is used for U frame? U frames are reserved for system management. Information carried by U frames is intended for managing the link itself. Okay. So this is all about the three frames. What are they? I frame, S frame and U frame. So what I frame contains? I frame contains user data, and what the S frame contains? It is used only to transport control information. And why U frames are used? U frames are reserved for system management. Okay. So what is the frame format here, or what is the actual structure of the frame? So each frames, that means I frame, S frame as well as U frame, these three frames in HDLC contains up to 6 fields. Okay, how many fields are there? 6 fields. So what are they? A beginning field, that is called as flag, an address field, and a control field, information field, frame check sequence field, and ending flag field. So what are the fields used in frame format? Flag field, address field, control field, information field, frame check sequence, or we can say it FCS field, and ending flag field, So in multiple frame transmissions, the ending flag, that is the last field of one frame, can serve as the beginning flag of the next frame. That's why it starts with flag and ends with flag. Okay. So in multiple frame transmissions, the ending flag of one frame can serve as the beginning flag of the next frame. Okay. So what about the fields? This is the frame structure. And what about the fields? So first one is flag field. So the flag field, it is an 8-bit sequence with the bit pattern 0111110 that identifies both the beginning and the end of a frame and serves as a synchronization pattern for the receiver. That means in flag field, it is 8-bit sequence. It ends with 0 and also starts with 0 that identifies both the beginning and end of a frame in a frame format. Okay. So what next, or what is the address field? The second field of an HDLC frame is address field, that contains the address of the secondary system, or where to reach the message or information. It contains the address. If a primary station created the frame, it contains a to address. If a secondary creates the frame, it contains a from address. Okay, so two types of addresses are there: to and from address. So here an address field can be 1 byte or several bytes long. Okay, so this is what given here. What is a flag field? It is an 8-bit sequence, as I have told you, that marks the beginning and the end of the frame. The bit pattern of the flag is 0, 111, 111, 0, and the second one is address field. It contains the address of the receiver. If the frame is sent by the primary station, it contains the address of the secondary station, and if it is sent by the secondary station, it contains the address of the primary station. The address field is 1 byte or several bytes, as I have told you. So the third one is control. So what is about the control field? It is 1 or 2 bytes containing flow and error control information. That means it is providing the controlling the data flow and error detection mechanism. The interpretation of bits in this field depends on the frame type. Okay. Next, that is fourth one is payload, or we can say it information field also. Okay, payload or information field also. So the information field contains the user's data from the network layer or management information. Okay, it carries the data from the network layer. Its length may vary from one network to another network. So the fifth one is FCS field. So what is the size of FCS? It is 2 byte or 4 byte. So what is the full form of FCS? Frame check sequence. It is used for error detection. The standard code used is CRC, cyclic redundancy code. Okay. So next we have discussed about the types of HDLC frames. Okay. So this is the frame format or the fields of frame, that is a flag starting with a flag and ending with a flag. Here is the frame check sequence. This is payload, or we can say it, but information field. This is control field, and this is address field. So what are about the 3 frames? As I have told you, these are the notes regarding the 3 frames. There are 3 types of HDLC frames. The type of a frame is determined by the control field of the frame: I frame, S frame, and U frame. So I frames or information frames carry user data from the network layer. They also include flow and error control information, or that is called as piggybacked on user data. So what is the S frame? S frames are called as supervisory frames. They don't contain information field, and they are used for flow and error control. What is about U frame? U frames are unnumbered frames, are used for miscellaneous functions like link management. Okay. So this is the HDLC frames structure. This is the information field frame, supervisory frame, and unnumbered frame. So these are the fields containing by the frames. I frame contains flag, address, control, user data from upper layers, FCS, and flag field. So SFrame contains flag, address, control, FCS, flag. Why the information is not here? Because it does not contain the user information. Okay. So because it is used for management performance, that's why it contains another field that is called as management information field. Okay. So this is all about the what? HDLC protocol or high level data link control protocol. Okay. I hope you understand this session and enjoyed this session. If any query is there or any doubt is there, you can contact me in WhatsApp. Thank you.